So let's start with telling us just a little bit about yourself. And why don't we start at the end?
Hello, I'm Matthew. My major is music industry, and I just finished my first year at Hack.
I'm Nathan. I study computer science at the Gettysburg campus. This is also the end of my first year at Hack as well.
My name.
Excuse me, just like you said, are both of you coming back?
Yes.
Okay.
My name's Laura. I am at the Lancaster campus in the nursing major, and I just graduated from Manheim Central this last summer. So this is my first year completed here at Hack.
And are you coming back?
Yes.
I'm Lindsay. I am a social sciences major at the Lebanon campus, and this is the 5th school that I have been to in the last 15 years, and I will be graduating on Thursday.
I'm Nikki. I am in I'm a psychology major, and this is the end of my 4th year at Hack, and I will be graduating on Thursday as well. And transferring to Penn State Harrisburg.
My name is Preeti Das. My major is business administration, and I am also graduating on this Thursday, and then I'm transferring to Berea College with full scholarship.
Wow.
So the question that everybody woke up this morning wanting an answer to is, how has Hack, or this experience, how has it impacted your life? And we don't have to go in any certain order, just those who feel ready to go. How has this college impacted your life?
I'll go. Hack has given me a lot of leadership opportunities. They allowed me to start an LGBT club on campus. And they also encouraged me to chase after my dreams and to never give up.
I have become a much more confident student. At the beginning of my 4 years, there was no way that I would be up here. Well, here I am, and I have no problem, doing a lot more things like this just because of the instruction that I've received at Hack.
Hack doesn't only provide quality education. Hack is full of opportunity. We have a lot of different clubs, organization on campus from where we can benefit from learning leadership skills and teamwork, and also the other activities that we have on campus. We have so much to learn from.
And Preeti, why don't you tell them a little about the international club?
Okay. I am former president of the International Awareness Club. And as a club, we raised a lot of money to benefit the student. We donated $500 toward the student scholarship. And we also helped a lot of different organizations from the International Awareness Club. And from Hack, I got to know about the business club too, which I am vice president of. And from that club, we went to a state leadership conference, and we had a competition, and I got to a 2nd place in the entire state. So I will be going to the national in 2024. So thank you so much to Hack for all of those.
Where are you from?
I was born in Bangladesh, and I came to the United States in 2008. And at that time, I could not speak in English at all.
Wow.
Like many of the others, Hack has given me incredible opportunities, very diverse growth in abilities, confidence, many different things that Hack's given me the opportunity to be able to do, to be able to learn not just academically, but in every area of life. I'm really thankful for that.
Nathan, why don't you tell them about the great experience at the ice cream shop? What happened to you at the ice cream shop?
Well, I work at Half Pint Creamery, which is a creamery in McSherrystown, Pennsylvania, and I get coupons. And I found out shortly before this day last year that I was the full ride scholarship winner for Gettysburg campus. And so I was working a normal day at Half Pint, and I was told by the owner of the shop that there was going to be a special guest at the store, and I didn't know anything about it. She just told us, make the place look kind of nice, just kind of work hard. She wanted someone else there with me, which was odd because I was usually the only person who worked there. And so I didn't know what was going on, but all of a sudden I see some people that I know, and they're kind of walking in, and I wasn't sure if it was a group function that I didn't know about that my friends were here for or whatever, but eventually I see some people from Hack. I see a Hack Hawk walking into the shop, and I begin to get a little bit curious, and I really don't know what's going on until someone pulls out a giant check and congratulates me on being the Full Ride Merit Scholarship winner. And it was an incredible opportunity just in that moment, a great feeling of not just accomplishment, but being welcomed into the campus in that way. It was incredible.
I would say that it definitely, along with the affordability of the campus, but it provides you a sense of responsibility, trying to manage your classes, having such a diverse group of people, and then like for those who are working outside, just being able to manage your classes and your homework, along with, for me, working 2 jobs. So just being able to have that sense of responsibility and the accomplishment that you feel afterwards, and that the teachers will praise you and encourage you along the way. So definitely.
The highlight of my Hack experience so far is I've had the opportunity to be part of the student program board for about a year now. I'm one of the student leaders there, and it's been a very amazing leadership opportunity. It's really helped me grow as a leader.
In part of the virtual learning. Would you mind telling them a little bit about being a part of virtual learning?
I take half my classes on virtual and the other half at York. And virtual learning has really helped. It's been challenging, but it's been really helped me grow. It's really helped me grow as in time management and just academically.
So, why did you choose Hack? Out of the 15 places, Lindsay, that you've gone to, or 5 and 15, or 15 and 5.
5 and 15.
There you go. So why Hack?
Well, to be honest, it was on a whim. I said to my husband, I think that it might be time for me to go back to school. And I called up Trevor Brown, who is the recruiter on the Lebanon campus, and he was so warm and welcoming. And then he took me over to Deb Bivey's office, she is the disability services coordinator for the Lebanon campus, and she is absolutely fantastic. And she just said, you'll do great here. And I said, you know what? Sign me up for classes. And I started about a week and a half later, and I still go to Deb for everything, for advice, and just the staff members there just remind me why I went to Lebanon campus. They just love and encourage all the students, and they really want everyone to succeed, and it's been great.
Hack for me was the perfect combination of affordability and quality. I wanted to go to a college that was going to give me a high quality degree and give me a lot of experience in the field that I was going into, and I found that at Hack, and at a very affordable cost at that. And not only the quality and the affordability, but also, like we've mentioned, the experiences that you get in a community college. It's so much greater than many other colleges in the sense that you're with people from primarily your community, diversely, and you get to learn about the different kinds of people around you. You get so much more experience than I think you could even get at other colleges.
That's true.
Definitely the affordability played a role into my decision. But also I had going into the nursing field, I had looked at multiple colleges around the area. And for me, Hack was honestly the most inviting, very pleasant. I went to one of the open enrollment days, and the individuals just came to me personally. What felt like before it was a little bit more, obviously they were going to a lot of different students, but at Hack, they just personally were invested in me, it felt like, and were interested in what I was interested in, and provided me a lot of the information that I was looking for. And also, obviously, with their nursing, especially amongst the Hack campuses, they do have a very high passing NCLEX rate, and so that was also very appealing and very exciting to see at Hack. So
I chose Hack because of affordability, and also many other institutions, they transfer almost every credit from Hack. Like all the colleges that I get accepted to, they pretty much took all my credit.
Where will you be going?
I'll be going to Berea College in Kentucky.
That's awesome.
I chose Hack, and I told Margie this before when we spoke, basically for all of the reasons on the commercial. Every single reason. I'm a mother of 3, and I have a part-time job in the evening, and I'm a full-time student normally. This semester I'm part-time because I only have 2 classes left. So the schedule was huge as far as the offerings of the classes and stuff, and of course the price, because as I said, I'm a mother of 3, and the convenient location. It was just, the trifecta.
Hack was always my first choice. My father is a professor at Hack, and he told me about how just great Hack was, so I was always looking forward to going to Hack.
So how many of you are Foundation Scholarship recipients? You want to talk about that? Were you surprised when you got it? Made a difference, otherwise you wouldn't be here? How would you respond to the feeling that you got when you found out you were a recipient?
I instantly emailed my mom. And then I got another one.
You've
I would
already
not
heard
be able to
I'm
take
sorry.
class. Sorry. Okay, you can
Go
do
ahead.
it. Okay. Okay, I would not be able to take class in the summer if I did not receive the scholarship.
You've already heard about the surprise that I had in receiving my scholarship, but if it weren't for scholarship for me, I wouldn't certainly be able to take as many classes as I do now as a full-time student. I would only be taking 1, maybe 2 classes at a time, and for that reason, I'm sure I certainly would not be as active in the campus as I am now. And so it really would have, not having that scholarship, it would have really stifled, I think, for me, the experiences that I've been able to have and the growth that I've been able to have as a leader and a volunteer at the campus. Just so many things that I've been able to do in being involved as a full-time student that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do if I hadn't had a scholarship.
I was lucky enough to be one of the winners drawn out of a hat at the open enrollment days. But it was still extremely exciting to receive that call because my parents don't help with my college education. However, I'm still underneath them for the FAFSA and all that, so I don't get any kind of real state grants, anything. So it's all coming out of my pocket. So to get $1,000 was literally like working. I tried to equate that to how many hours I would have had to work as a CNA at Masonic, and just like, it was, yeah. I started like crying, honestly. It was very exciting to receive that call, and it has allowed me to kind of alleviate some of the pressures of working between the 2 jobs. But yeah, definitely a rewarding. So
That was
Thank
my
you.
immediate
thank
reaction.
you.
I started crying as soon as I found out. For me, a scholarship is more than just the financial aspect of it, but recognition of hard work. And as you know, I worked really hard for 15 years off and on, and to know that I finally did it just meant the world to me. And so,
And Lindsay, are you transferring
I am.
to?
Probably Millersville,
Good.
which I have been to once before, so. But I'm going into social work, and they have a wonderful program there, and actually Hack has kind of shifted my direction. I always knew I wanted to help people and make a difference, but Hack, I did an exercise in Deb Bybee's human sexuality course with Ann Burris, who is the academic advisor for our LGBT club, and it made me realize that I want to go professionally to work with LGBT youth.
And the last question before we open it up for the group is, you know that we have these 4 areas that we are raising money for. And you have all promised us that when you make your first $1 million, you're going to give us half of that. We very much appreciate that. But of the 4 projects that we have, why do you feel that they're important for current students and for future students?
I know that the emergency assistance funds are specifically important for our campus because, as I have heard, I'm not sure that this is the absolute truth, but we have the most homeless or hungry, basically students in out of all of the campuses.
Do you want to add to that?
I mean, the diversity of our students scope many different, areas, and one of which is social economics, so that we do have several students on our campus that are homeless.
Okay, I'll go. I think that I can't speak to the student center because I've never actually been. This is my first time actually outside of the Lebanon campus at all. But I know for scholarships, that allows a lot of people not only the opportunity to go to school, but it allows people to spend less time at work and more time at home with their families, as a lot of people are parents, sometimes single parents working full-time jobs while they're doing this. And it's really great to hear stories of students that I've had classes with say, I was able to cut back my hours so I could actually have dinner with my kids every night. And I'm still doing this and that and participating in activities. And it just gives people more opportunities.
As a computer science major, I take some classes at the Harrisburg campus. And coming from the Gettysburg campus, where we have a smaller body, a smaller building for one, things are more centralized, and I've seen that really be helpful for the student body in building community and building that welcoming nature of the student and even the staff body at HAC. And I think particularly for the Cooper Center at Harrisburg, that the changes that are being made to that will really help to build that welcoming sense, that community sense for the students and even the staff as well, just to help the closeness. And I think that the money that goes to that will be very well spent.
I've personally been able to benefit from the President's Assistance Fund, and that end of the campaign being in one of those classrooms with the rolling chairs, and that I was in that for speech class this past semester, and it offered a whole different environment. When you walk in, I felt like it was a little bit more camaraderie. We'd all like wheel up to each other and we start conversations. And when the teacher was like trying to present topics for us to discuss, we could all wheel together, talk. And it didn't feel like that really structured environment. It felt like a very welcoming environment, allowed for a lot more interaction and a lot more, conversation throughout the class. And being that it is a speech class and that you are supposed to be, encouraging students to open up and be more open, I would definitely say that kind of structure in the classroom definitely helped with that. So thank you.
Thank you. Victor, you want to give a 30-second background story on that?
Sure. We have a collaborative learning classroom at the Lancaster campus, which was graciously funded by the HAC Foundation. Thank you, Ed and the committee. Basically, the technology in this classroom is basically wheels on everything. So one of the things that we have found in some of our student engagement survey is that our students, we were not as great as some of the other campuses with their student-to-student interaction and collaborative learning with our faculty. So by putting this classroom together, students interacted in a different way, basically because they were mobile, so they rolled around literally. And it also focused it enhanced our way we had taught our classes. So our faculty found new ways to engage our students, to work with them in teams, have students talking with each other, working on projects with each other, as well as developing new teaching styles.
And Steelcase named us.
Steelcase, we also have a second classroom. So we have one funded graciously by the HAC Foundation. The second one, we actually submitted a grant application. So out of 500 different applications, we're one of 70, one of 19 higher education institutions that received this award. And they have come back to us to really look at and work with our faculty to find new ways of how can they better this type of classroom for their other institutions that they're working with.
Any final comments regarding how this campaign is going to help the students, current or future? And if not, before before we begin with the questions, anything else that you would like to tell this group that wasn't a question you prepared for? Anything about your experience at HAC? Anyone in particular that really changed your life? I heard Ms. Bybee, for sure.
And Mrs. B. I don't think a lot of students realize how much of an asset the Learning Center can be. And Mrs. B runs a fantastic Learning Center on the Lebanon campus. And between her and Deb Bybee, you know, I always have someone in my corner, no matter if it's school related, personal question, you know, who do I talk to about getting a flyer taken down, or who do I talk to about getting a flyer put up? You know, they're both just amazing assets. And I could not have done this without the staff at the Lebanon campus. And I truly thank you guys.
Yes.
So the question for those that didn't hear is, for those that are parents, you know, how is that dynamic in the household?
I have a 15-year-old and a 6-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. And my 6-year-old is just graduating kindergarten on Friday, and I graduate on Thursday. So it's very exciting that we're both graduating.
That's so cute.
And he came home the first day because I'm graduating with a 4.0, and he came home the very first day and was just like, Mommy, I got an A. I got an A just like you. And so he was thrilled. Yeah, it's very fulfilling.
I mean, I don't have any children yet, but I am the second of 4 children, and I am the last one to graduate. And I know my siblings are so proud of me for sticking in there for 15 years. And I know that what I've learned at the Lebanon campus, and I will take that with me, and I will instill that when I do have children. And I have actually encouraged my best friend. She read one of my speeches, and the next day she texted me and said, I just want to let you know I just enrolled in HAC, and she'll be starting this summer. And so I'm, you know, I might not have children to influence, but I do have friends and family that I can influence and at least gently push in the right direction.
I think a great opportunity of being able to not just be a role model for children or siblings, but also other members of the college, other students, having the opportunity to be more active at the different campuses can be a great example to those who may just be, you know, coming for a single class or something like that. I know I was just talking to a student a week or two ago, encouraging him to join the Student Government Association. He was really interested in that. But I've just had the opportunity to talk to so many different students at Gettysburg campus and other places that I've taken classes to be more active, to get further involved in the college. And just I've had the opportunity to try to get them a little more excited about the college that they're going to, which I happen to be really excited about.
Can I piggyback off that real quick? I, as a club leader, I have an open door policy. All students and staff, and it doesn't matter if it's the first day of the semester or the last day of the semester, and I sent out a bittersweet email thanking everybody for being a part of my club and, you know, passing on the torch. And I had one student write back to me saying, you know, you really made a huge difference, and I'm really glad that this club's on campus, and thank you for taking me so late in the semester. And I said the door is always open, doesn't matter when it is in the semester, and you are more than welcome to bring everyone you know and keep it going for next semester. So that definitely gives you an opportunity to influence other students as well.
So there are several audiences that you can influence.
Absolutely.
Which is great that you're doing this.
Even your sister, Nathan. We're going to work on your sister, aren't we?
Definitely. She's got a few more years.
Other questions? Yes, Mr.
I would like to ask Matthew, tell us about your major and how did you pick it?
My major is music industry. I would like to write music for films. Music has been my life for all of my life, so that's how I picked it. Just always wanted to do it.
Did other panel members, you in the same major you started with?
Yes.
No.
I am.
I originally started at Kutztown as an elementary education major with a criminal justice minor. I don't know where that came from. I then went to Millersville and changed to special education. And I continued on the education path until I realized that I I think my compassion is better suited in social work, and I just still along the same path, but a different destination now. And so, but I've been social sciences since day one at Lebanon. I haven't changed that. So.
Nathan, your career goal from a working point of view, what kind of employment would you really ultimately like to have?
I'd like to become a computer programmer, perhaps in software development, something along those lines, but I've really enjoyed pursuing computer programming as part of this degree.
I was struck by your comments, all of your perspectives on the quality of education you're receiving, to include the small size of the classes, the interest that your professors take in you and get to know you, as well as what you said, the affordability of HAC. And to me, that's the confluence of those two factors is what makes a community college great. I'd be interested in your thoughts and perspectives on what you hear from some of your friends who are going to come out of another school with $100,000 or $150,000 in student debts. And in our country, we're rapidly pricing college education out of affordability. So I'd be interested in what you're hearing on your perspectives.
I've talked to a lot of my friends actually since I'm in that age group, and none of my close friends came to HAC, but they went to multiple other universities, ranging from $20,000 to $60,000, $70,000 per year. And one thing that I've always been able to say, I mean, they offer different perspectives, but my professors, like, I went into HAC kind of, questioning like how it was going to go. But my professors are doctors, like Dr. Allen was my anatomy and physiology professor, Dr. Gao was my psychology professor. And I was talking to a bunch of my friends after coming home now, and I was asking them, like, do you have doctor, teaching your classes? And a majority of them said, a lot of masters and, so it was just interesting to compare. I mean, you can't deny a doctorate in the field that they don't know what they're talking about. And and I've seen it like through the classroom settings, but definitely equality.
For me, I'm a little bit older than the incoming typical freshman at a four-year institution. So I have been with my husband by his side, watching him struggle to pay his student loans off, and knowing that he is almost 40 and finally paid them off, knowing that I don't have to worry about that. And I was talking with my mother the other day, who a family friend of ours had two children that went through medical school, and they have almost $500,000 worth of debt or college loans between the two of them. And knowing that not only do I not have to worry about that, but going to HAC gave me the opportunity to go to be in Phi Theta Kappa, which I'm actually the treasurer of at the Lebanon campus. And those transfer scholarships are leading me knowing that I can transfer out somewhere and still know that I'm going to be able to get affordable education and not have to struggle paying all that money.
I plan on going on eventually to get my doctorate, and while I can't necessarily compare myself to other universities, I'm leaving HAC with zero debt.
Same with me too. I plan on going to Ivy League College for my master's degree in business, and I am so thankful to HAC for being supportable. Then I will have zero debt too when I go for master's.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, can we honor these students?